Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Camel Artist Watercolors, a name that has quietly lived on every Indian artist shelf. Camel is one of India's oldest and most trusted art brands, created by Camel, a company that began its journey in 1931 by efforts of Mr. Digambar Dandekar and his brother Govind Dandekar. What started as a small manufacturer of inks and stationery soon became the heart of Indian art classrooms and studios. The Camel artist range was introduced to provide affordable yet professional grade colors for Indian artists and students alike. The Camel artist watercolors continue to bridge tradition and creativity, remaining a symbol of accessible quality in Indian art community. In today's video, we'll test the Camel Artist Watercolor 20 ml tube set beyond basic swatching. We'll explore how they mix, dry and perform under real painting conditions. So let's dive in to find out if these 12 tubes can truly deliver artist grade performance and how far these paints can really go when pushed like artist grade sets. If you enjoy discovering the real personality of art supplies, make sure you hit that subscribe button because we do deep, honest watercolor explorations every week. Let's have a look at the packaging. The set comes in sturdy cardboard box, nothing fancy but functional. On the cover, there's a beautiful painting by Mr. Sagnik Biswas. On the side of the box, you get name of the company with customer support details. I bought this set couple of years back and it costed me around 850 rupees. So that comes to around 70 rupees per tube. On back side of the box, you get color swatches representative of the shades inside the box. So without any further delay, let's open the box and have a look inside. Inside the box, there are 12 tubes. Each tube is generous 20 ml, which is rare for most artist grade sets. The tubes are made up of aluminium, which is observed as a standard in most artist grade paints. The labels are clean, with each tube mentioning the name of the color, letter coding, series name and transparency box. We will dive in deep for each of the symbols mentioned. One thing I would specifically like to mention, there is no pigment code information mentioned on the tube when I bought this set. However, recently Camel launched a revamped set with all the pigment information. I will walk you through the Camel website for more details for this. On the back side of the tube, Camel mentions an important disclaimer for the tube to be non-toxic. Let's have a look at the Camel website to know more details about the watercolor paints. After opening the website, go to the paints section and then watercolor paints. Go to section individual artist tubes. You will see a list of different colors. Camel offers total of 48 colors in the artist watercolor range. Select any color of your choice to see the pigment details. I will demonstrate how to read it for sap green color. On the right side of the web page, you will get all the technical information including shade name, pigment code, transparency and permanency. Sap green color is a composite color made up of two pigments PY83 and PG7. It is semi-transparent and with a permanency rating of B, which says permanent when directly used after mixing, chances of fading when toned down or mixed with white. Let's see these details for one more color. Let's see yellow ochre. It is made up of pigment PY42. It is an opaque color and has permanency rating of A, which means absolutely permanent with chances of fading if mixed with white shade. Camel also claims that these colors are 100% vegan. Let's now move on to the most interesting part of the video, that is swatching of these colors. Right away out of the tube, the texture feels very thick and creamy. The consistency wasn't this thick when I first used these tubes. Probably over the period of time the paint has thickened. If you have also faced the same issue, please let me know in the comments below. I have been using these paints since last 2 years, so I can tell you about this performance from my own experience. So far the consistency of all the colors looks same. However, there is some issue with viridian hue for binder separation. I am using Camel Artist size 4 brush for swatching. Let's start with lemon yellow color. It is a composite color made up of two pigments, PW6 and PY3. The paint looks very thick out of the tube. I am finding it a bit difficult to work with this thick paint. Next color is gamboge hue, again made up of two pigments, PY1 and PO13. Gamboge hue is the warm yellow of this set and lemon yellow is the cool yellow. Next in line is vermilion hue made up of two pigments again, PR8 and PR4. While I am swatching the color, I am finding it to be sticky to be spread on the page. Next in the line is Crimson Lake. It is the cool red of the set. Crimson Lake is made up of two pigments, PR8 and PR53:1. Next color is French Ultramarine Blue made up of pigment PB29. This is one of my favorite pigment from this set. This color is very intense and granulating and warm blue of the set. Next in line is Cool Blue of the set, Prussian Blue made up of pigment PB27. The next color is Cobalt Blue hue made up of two pigments PB15:1 and PB29. Next color is Yellow Ochre made up of one pigment PY42. It is generally an opaque color. Next is Burnt Sienna made up of a pigment PR101. This is nice transparent brown color of this set. Next color is Viridian hue made up of three pigments PY3, PB15:1 and PG7. Next in line is Sap Green made up of two pigments again PY83 and PG7. This is nice vibrant green color of the set. Let's swatch the last color of this set, Ivory Black made up of pigment PBK7. Ivory black color is nice jet black, very intense. I will come back to talk about the swatches after all the colors have dried. Let's now move on to color mixing by using warm and cool primaries. For mixing warm primaries, I am using vermilion hue, gamboge hue and ultramarine blue. For mixing the colors, I am using silver silk brush round number 8. A mix of vermilion and gamboge hue gives a very bright orange color since both the colors are warm colors. A mix of vermilion and French ultramarine gives a muted purple. And a mix of gamboge with French ultramarine gives a dull green. For mixing cool primaries, I am taking Crimson Lake, Lemon Yellow and Prussian Blue. A mix of Crimson Lake with Lemon Yellow gives muted kind of orange. While mixing purple, I am not happy with rewetting of Prussian blue. It is difficult to rewet with poor color payoff. The purple mix is not looking very clean and vibrant. We will try mixing cool primaries again by replacing Prussian blue with cobalt blue. Let's now mix green with lemon yellow and Prussian blue for now. Again, there is same issue with Prussian blue. It is difficult re-wetting and poor color payoff. I am not happy with purple and green mixes using this Prussian blue. Let's now try glazing with these colors. I have already laid down lemon yellow, crimson lake and Prussian blue. I am applying a single layer of crimson lake, Prussian blue and lemon yellow as a glaze. It looks very transparent and clean. Since I was not happy with cool primary mixes, let's try mixing them again by replacing Prussian blue with cobalt blue. This time we'll do a color wheel. I will demonstrate how to mix secondary and tertiary colors from primaries. For a color wheel, a circle is divided in 12 quadrants and a primary color is applied on every fourth quadrant. A secondary color is mixed in middle quadrant between two primaries by adding 50-50% of each primary colors on either sides. And a tertiary color is mixed by adding 50-50% of primary and secondary color in each side of the quadrant. I will speed up this color mixing process to save the time. We will talk about the swatches once all the colors are mixed. I am done mixing all the secondary and tertiary colors and have labeled them for convenience. I am happy with the color mixes of crimson lake and lemon yellow. It gave a distinguished range of colors. However, color mixes of lemon yellow with cobalt blue and crimson lake with cobalt blue did not offer much variation in the colors. Let's now move on to the sample painting process. I will speed up the painting process and will talk about the color performance at the end. I'll keep it simple, some trees, a sunset sky and reflections in water. Notice how the paint flows. They are not too runny but spread evenly with a little push. The paint is not spreading much since the paper is drying fast. You can get a better result on 100% cotton paper. The granulation in ultramarine is subtle, but it adds beautiful texture. When layering, the second wash does not disturb the first too much. It's a good sign of binder stability. Also, the colors are glazing really well. Overall, I am satisfied with the performance of these colors. Let's have a closer look at the swatches. The swatches look clean, vibrant and mostly transparent. I believe taking paint from palette could have been a better option than having to spread thick paint on paper for swatching. On having a closer look, vermilion, viridian and black have weird glistening appearance. Let's review the color mixing now. I am happy with the mixing of warm primaries. Warm primaries really gave a good color mixing range. However, I am not happy with cool primaries. Prussian blue is real turn down for me. It was difficult to re-wet, poor color payoff and has weird granular texture on paper. Coming to the sample painting, I am quite happy with the color performance. I could achieve sense of light and depth. Adding darks in the painting really brought the painting to life. Let's do a quick color lifting test. The colors look bit difficult to lift off the paper, but a hard rub from the brush is doing the job. Coming to the color wheel, I am partially satisfied with the color mixing as cobalt blue did a better job than Prussian blue. However, the color mixes of lemon yellow and cobalt blue and crimson lake with cobalt blue did not offer much variation in the color. So let's now move on to pros and cons of this set. This set comes at a cost of around Rs 1000 in Indian markets. This makes each 20 ml tube cost around approximately 80 rupees. This is quite affordable for artist quality brand. Also, the tubes are available as individual pieces. So if you run out of any tube, you can comfortably buy it from the local art shop. You can also get the same set as 5 ml tubes for Rs 200 if you do not wish to invest in a bigger size set. This set is easily available in any stationery supplies or art stores across India. This offers vibrant pigment with good color selection, especially if you are a beginner. Let's now move on to the cons of this set. There is certain thickening of the paint in last 2 years. I'm sure the paint would definitely harden over a period of time and will be difficult to remove from the tube. Also, few colors remarkably show binder pigment inconsistency. Prussian blue and Viridian are few from this set. I have few more colors from this range, they have this issue too. I will make a separate video to assess them. Also, one thing I would like to mention, which can be a concern in my opinion. These paints are very poor in handling humidity. I have been using this set since last 2 years and both these years they caught mold in my palette during monsoon, as you can see. Every time I must rescue them by spraying some alcohol sanitizers. This might affect the quality of the paints in long run. Other than that, no major con from my side for this set. Now their website also shows pigment information, which makes them very reliable in terms of quoting their light fast ratings. So now is the time for my final verdict. So who are these paints for? If you are an artist exploring landscapes, florals or portrait work and want generous quantity of paints without worrying about the cost, this set is perfect companion. If you love experimenting with mixing, you'll find these colors responsive and forgiving. They may not have the luxury packaging of imported brands, but they deliver consistent quality and beautiful character on paper. If you are from India and looking to start your watercolor painting journey, look no further than Camel Artist Watercolor set. I promise you will thank me later. But I recommend if you are a beginner, start with a smaller set of 5 ml tubes and later upgrade or buy bigger 20 ml size of colors you use the most. I have total of 40 colors from Camel Artist Watercolor range. I am planning to review them in my future videos. Don't forget to subscribe for that. If this review helped you see these paints in new light, consider subscribing to this channel. Every week we explore watercolor sets and brushes in depth, not just how they look but how they feel to paint with. Don't forget to hit like if you found something new today. It really helps this creative space grow. Until next time, keep painting your world in bright colors. Bye.